Hello everybody and welcome back to the Blossom Crochet channel. If this is your first time visiting, then make sure that you click that subscribe button and also click on the little bell icon so that you will be notified every time I upload a new crochet tutorial. This beautiful stitch is the Alpine Stitch, and it is a wonderful one to build some gorgeous texture, and we all know how much we love a little bit of texture in our crochet projects. It's a really simple repeat once you get going. It's beautiful worked all in one colour, as you can see from these lovely grey sections here, but it's also really nice when you work in different colours as well. So I'm doing a bit of both on this beautiful baby blanket that I am making. So like I say, it's a nice easy one. It is perfect for really snuggly, warm, chunky baby blankets, but also for much larger projects, bigger blankets and things as well, or even cushion covers. I think these would make beautiful cushion covers. So for anyone that is wondering, I will leave the yarn information for this colour scheme that I have got here in the description box below. This is all Paintbox, simply Aran, and it is working up really nicely in these really sort of summery, fruity colours. I think it looks beautiful, and I'm just going to have bands of these colour throughout, mixed in with sections of the solid grey. So with the Alpine Stitch, because it is such a dense stitch, you are going to want to go up a hook size. You don't have to, but I personally do like to go up a hook size just so that you get a bit of flexibility, because obviously with blankets you don't want them to be too rigid. So it gives a bit of flexibility, and it will also really help to stop your work from curling, because the Alpine Stitch can curl on itself. If you do get a bit of a curl, please don't worry about it. The longer your project is, that will flatten out as you go. The first few rounds of this blanket did curl up quite a lot, but as I've worked up, you can see it's not curling anywhere near as much now. And this is going to be a really big, beautiful, soft, snuggly blanket once done. I always like to show the back of blankets and stitches, because I think sometimes the back can be just as beautiful as the front. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen the back of this blanket earlier. And yeah, that is what the Alpine Stitch looks like from the back. So for those coloured rows that you can see, I was changing colours every 2 rows. A nice little snippet of that gorgeous texture there. But it is totally up to you how many rows you want to do before changing colour, but just always make sure that you change colour, and the first row of a colour change should always be the row of double crochet. So that's UK doubles, but that will make more sense as we work up. So I've got my slip knot, and I'm going to do an even number of chains. So however wide you want your project to be, as an even number. So if you chain, obviously yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through. So if you just chain your even number. Okay, so once you've done your chain, you want to work into the 3rd chain back from your hook. So 1, 2 and 3. And this first row is simply going to be a row of double crochet. So do remember, I'm using UK terms in my videos. So in the US, these are single crochet. So into your 3rd chain, you'll insert your hook, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through both, and into the next. So you will just do 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way along your chain. Then just completing my final stitch, and that is my foundation row completed. So you're going to turn your work around, and you can either chain 2 or you can create a more substantial stitch doing what I'm about to do. So once you turn, you insert your hook straight into that very first stitch, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through both, and then you can see this stitch here has now got 2 vertical parts to it. You want to go behind, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through both, and that just gives us a treble height stitch, but without the gapping that you get from doing chains. So this next row now is really simple again. You're just going to do into every single stitch along, you're going to put a treble crochet. So UK treble, US terms, these will be your double crochet. So yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up, and you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I'll show you one more time. yarn over into the next stitch, going through the whole of the stitch, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you're just going to work 1 UK treble into every stitch all the way along. Make sure to work into those skipped chains from the beginning of the foundation row as well. So we've now got our row of doubles and our row of trebles. If you were changing colours every couple of rows like in this blanket, then you would change colour now, or if not, then obviously just follow along as I am, because I'm going to be sticking with this same colour. If you want to know how to change colour, I will leave a link to a colour changing tutorial in the description box. But what I would do if I was changing colours here is I would start my treble, and then I would stop while I had 2 loops on my hook, and I'd grab my new yarn and I would pull it through those final 2 loops. But like I say, I will leave a detailed one in the description box. So we want to chain 1 and turn, and straight into this first stitch you're going to put a double crochet, so that's UK double crochet. And again, we're going to work all the way along our row doing double crochets, so US single crochet all the way along, 1 into every single stitch. So it takes a little bit for this pattern to get going, but once it does, I promise it's totally worth it. So make sure that you work into the top of that very final stitch. You don't want your edges to go crazy, so got a nice straight edge there, and same at the other end. So again, now we're going to turn and then insert your hook into that very first stitch, or you can chain 2. Yarn over and pull through both, insert behind the vertical post, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through both. And this is where we're going to start working more of the pattern. So that row of doubles is the first part of the pattern each time, and then this row is another part. So now we're going to be doing front post treble crochet or front post double crochet in US terms. And we're going to be doing these around the trebles, so not into the doubles in the row below. We're going to be working in the row below that in round the trebles, but we're going to alternate. So we'll work round 1 and then we won't, and then we'll work round the next one and then we won't, etc. So we're going to go around this very first treble here, so ignoring this one that we did, we're going to go round this one. So you want to yarn over, go behind that stitch and out the other side, yarn over and pull up. Now it's really important that you pull that loop up really tall, because if you don't, that is really going to massively impact how much your work will curl. Because if you keep this really tight, your work will literally just roll up. So you really want to pull it nice and tall so that it is level with the other stitches. And then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we're then going to work into the next double crochet. So you'll be skipping 1 double crochet because we've worked in front of that to go into the row below. So you'll skip that and then you'll work into the next one with a normal treble. So yarn over, insert into your next stitch and complete your treble. And then again, you're going to skip that treble, which is below the double that we've worked into, and you're going to work around the next. So again, yarn over around the back of that stitch, yarn over and pull up really tall, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then again, you might not be able to see it, but you will be skipping 1 double crochet and then you will do a treble into the next one. And you're just going to repeat that all the way along. So again, you're going to work around the treble here, so you'll be skipping a treble and front post treble around the next and pull up really tall, and then complete your treble as normal, skip 1 of the double crochets and treble into the next. So if you pause and work that all the way along your row. Okay, so I'm getting towards the end of my row, so I've done a normal treble and then I've got 1 final treble here to work a front post around, ignoring our chains from the beginning. So yarn over and complete your final front post treble, and then you've got one double crochet there left to work your final treble into. So into that very last stitch you will do a final treble. Okay, so that is how you should look at this point. Again, now if you were changing colours, that final stitch then would have been the one that you changed colours on. So you will chain one, turn, and then straight into that first stitch you will start your row of double crochet. So one double crochet into every single stitch along. So remember, UK double, US single, all the way along. So I'm almost at the end. Always make sure that you work into your final stitch to keep your edges nice and straight. And then again, we're going to turn and work back along. So technically this is a 4-row repeat, however the rows are so similar, I don't really class it as a 4-row repeat, even though technically it is. So we're going to do our chunky little standing stitch, so insert your hook straight into that first stitch and just complete that stitch as we have been. Okay, so because we want to offset our front post stitches, we don't want to work around the one that we did in the rows below, because otherwise they will all be lined up, and that is not what we want. We want them to be offset so that we get this beautiful texture running up. So what we're going to do for this row is do a normal treble into the next double crochet, and then we are going to skip down into the rows below. So we're going to skip the double row obviously, and then we're going to work our front post treble around this treble here. So it will have front post trebles running up either side of it, and that is the one that we want. So yarn over behind the back of that stitch, yarn over and pull up, always pull up super tall and complete your stitch. And then again you'll be skipping one of the double crochets as you turn here. You'll see you'll skip one and then treble into the next. And then again you're going to work a front post treble around this treble here. So again it will have 2 post stitches either side. So yarn over around the back of that stitch, yarn over and pull up tall and complete your stitch. Skip one of the double crochets and treble into the next. And again you will just work that all the way along your work, and I will meet you in just a second. So I'm very near the end now. I've done my final front post treble because I don't have any more trebles to work around, and then I just need to make sure that I am finishing with my 2 normal trebles, just like we started the row with 2 trebles next to each other. So you'll skip a double crochet and then you will do 1 treble into the final 2 stitches. So 1 and 2. Again, if you were changing colours again, you will change here through those final 2 loops. So that is how you should look after our first repeat. So as I say, it is a 4-row repeat, but it's just a case of offsetting. So you'll have a row of double crochet, a row of your alternating front post stitches, a row of double crochet, and then another row of offsetting those front post stitches. So you can pause, you can rewind and watch those 4 rows again, but they are the 4 rows that you will need to complete a project any size. I would just recommend finishing on a row of the double crochet, because then your top and bottom will be the same. So you don't have to do that. You can obviously finish on that row that you've just done with the post stitches, but personally I will be finishing with a row of the double, and then that is a perfect place then to start building whatever border you choose. So I really do hope that you have enjoyed the tutorial. As I say, that is all you will need to do to create a blanket just like this one that we've got here. And remember to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, comment if you like it, what your colour schemes might be. And as always, come and find me on Instagram and also my other channel as well, where you can find all kinds of other lovely yarny goodness. But thank you as always for watching, and bye for now.